Hello, and welcome to another scene setting Living Water Darkness, Rage Across New York. As we set the scene tonight, just gone 10 to 11, at Silverfang Salt Porch number 2, the only one that people are interested in anymore. So really it should be number 1, or the new and improved edition. Where Jacob has convened for his regular tea drinking sessions, and has arranged for a meeting with his fellow Philodox colleague, Katje, to discuss the issue of the Kinfolk and other such things, as this is an escalation. This is an escalation of several issues that haven't really been resolved in any significant way. That now do need to.
Yeah. Katja will, after longer, she will make her way to the Silverfang porch, and she will, as she approaches, she will raise her hand in a bit of a wave, and then give a tilt her head up to Jacob to expose her throat, as she will call out to him. Jacob, Raya, you free for that meeting or chat now?
Absolutely.
She will then good stuff. And she'll make her way onto the porch and sort of yeah, sort of.
Maybe, oh, sorry.
So yeah, she will just sort of gesture. Is it alright if I take a seat?
Oh, yes, by all means. Would you like something to drink?
Sure, if it's not a bother.
Oh, not at all. She will pour you some tea.
And yeah, she will accept the tea and give it a sip, and then let out a bit of a sigh. So, how are your efforts going?
I made the calls. Been keeping in touch with everyone I can. Oh, so you haven't got the response to all of my actions back yet. I see. He will just say, I've made the calls, I've been setting people up. How successful that will work out, I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like I've gotten, I should be getting a good portion of the sept back at work at least.
Yeah, that's pretty similar to where I'm at right now. The words out there that we're interested in, people are asking the questions for me. I just haven't got all the info back yet. But you know, fingers crossed and all. It should be all right. But the the perhaps less pleasant side of it, did we manage to ask any more questions on Sept about how the situation got to this point?
No, I'm still trying to catch the worm though. He's my main point of contact regarding that issue right now, as he was the one that issued the order. I have a feeling there's a little more to this than, well, at the very least, that than what Aiden said.
He is a busy man.
I should be meeting him in the next couple of days. So.
If I am free and you would like any assistance, not that you need any, of course, but I would be there. I know we're all busy and it might not be the right time at all. I've got some other things I seem to have got caught up following up on, but yeah, the offer's there if it works out, and you want it.
Oh no, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. I know we've all got a lot on our plate right now. Hopefully we'll be able to right the ship, as it were, though. As much as there's been a lot of damage done to the lives of the kin, I feel like it's also been perhaps undercut in the chaos of it all how badly this has most likely torpedoed our own operations across the board.
Yeah. It might not seem like much, but with so much time and effort resources being focused on this, what are we and all our eyes focused on? Well, not all, obviously, but several Garu's eyes focused on this. What have we taken our eyes off in the meantime?
Well, you got that speaking of ships, yeah, you got that trash problem out in the Hudson.
Yes.
Which I have not been able to, well, I'm focusing everything I've got and everyone I know onto the Kinfolk issue. I have a bare amount of resources to look into that.
Well, it seems the Seekers were doing some investigation yesterday. I not quite sure how, but I know we were both going to look into it, so I seem to end up maybe right place, right time. But Aiden seemed to drag me along for the ride. It was yeah, I can let you know how it went.
Sure, I'd appreciate that.
So, I mean, it was the daytime, so we just checked out the Balian was leading it. We checked out the Tellurian side first, just to actually see the accident. The big barge was way up high on the shoreline, like above where the tide is. Although we did note that with the full moon still coming, the tides will get higher, and it might be more of a problem as that comes. But at the moment, the trash isn't actually being washed into the water. It's sort of the barge seems to have got up and a load of it's tipped out the top above where the waterline is. But then there's a load of protesters there. But whilst the city guys are coordinating it all on the beach, it seems like it's actually that Second Chance Plastics people who were actually trucking the stuff away, which Balian rightly thought was suspicious. He has some probably deeper suspicions that you might understand slightly more than me. He thinks it's more of a cover or something. Like the accident was on purpose to cover someone smuggling things in. Because, I mean, the barge was supposed to go to Second Chance Plastics anyway. And, but that way, if we went straight there, it would all get checked and the port authorities would look at everything and they have to log everything, that comes in and what's being dropped off at their site. But this way, yeah, they seem to think it was a way to get past port authorities or some such like I didn't completely get it all. I was also, whilst he was sort of nosing around some of the police lines, I was, well, it was decided I kind of fit the role. I went and hung out with the protesters, you know, tried to get the vibe, get any info I could off of them, any of their suspicions. They're actually, funnily enough, on the side of Second Chance Plastics. They seem to think they were really good. But the story that they'd been told is that Second Chance Plastics actually apparently, well, at least according to them, and the exec that was there, and the story they've been spinning is that the Second Chance Plastics turned up in the wake of the accident and said that they'd been warning the city about the barges for a while, that it wasn't safe. They had another way they wanted it transported to them, and that they were helping with the cleanup and all these other things, and that Second Chance Plastics, you know, was and is a really super good company.
Sounds like this is a means to an end for Second Chance.
Yeah, this is what we're getting. I got an intro to this exec. I may have told him that I was representing a friend who could get him some really good PR, social media, green blog thing. I'm gonna look up Felix and see if he can help me. But he said he'd give an interview and trying to get their side out, see if we can get any more info. And I may have suggested, and he got a little bit squirrely, but wasn't completely opposed to the idea that of maybe some people going to check out the facility and, you know, show what good they do with the plastics and how it's reprocessed and reused and recycled. But some legwork probably with the Glasswalker would need to be done to give him some credible evidence of who I said I was. Balian said that obviously that's the more human, slower way, that I should keep going with that way, but you know, that wasn't the priority. So we went to a slightly convoluted route, but anyway, you don't need that bit. We'll fast forward. It was decided we would look over in the Umbra side, see if there was anything. I think Talate had got some hints of worm taint. Other people didn't really seem to pick it up, but it was what decided it was worth investigating. So we went over the other side, and in the plastic there seemed to be some veins coming out of it that seemed to have been transported like with the plastic. I think, was it 10 Point said afterwards when they studied them a bit more, they were bioweapon veins.
Bioweapon?
Yeah. Apparently you'd need to ask the Theurgers, but they take over hosts, and I don't really know, but they don't seem like good things.
No, bioweapons.
We killed all the ones that were there. We destroyed them with, you know, I mean, there was Nigel, he was there. We had Dallas was there. We, you know, they were hacked, slashed, bitten. There wasn't any Banes left. We didn't leave them there, but we don't think this is a one-off. We thought, as you sort of seem to have guessed, this is probably part of a bigger thing.
Bioweapon veins, that's a very strange way to name them. That might imply there's something in the material itself, rather than Banes just attaching himself to mundane material and packaging. So yeah, that's something we should definitely look into. Have we got any Have you managed to acquire any of the detritus that was thrown off the barge?
I didn't pick any up. But I don't know if anyone else did, but if we wanted to go back there, I did tell the protesters in the green camp that I would bring some friends back at some point and help out, so I have an excuse to go back to the site. But as I say, like, the actual what's going on with those bits is a bit out of my knowledge depth. Balian or maybe the Theages, 10 Point or Talate was there too, might have a better idea what these type of banes actually mean. Sorry, I can't really be too much more help.
I'll pick it up with her. I appreciate the information. Yeah, that's worrying. But it means if there is illegal material, it means we can acquire, the police can acquire it, and then we can deal with it from a legal standpoint, which is going to be really frustrating for the second chance to deal with. It's going to set back probably for months, just because they're going to have to go to court for about half a year or more.
I mean, it depends whether the things look... I mean, the plastic, it just looked like trash from what we could see. It's whether it actually looks and appears dangerous to the mundanes, I guess, like the normal police. Just because we think it's bad and toxic doesn't mean it actually looks particularly, or at least is something that's actually against the law. I mean, we can hope it. If we can find some way. I mean, the other thing I suggested was, like, that barge ended up there somehow. If we knew how and could tie that back to Second Chance Plastics, then that would definitely give them a legal headache. But that would mean talking to, like, dock workers or the barge drivers and stuff. Again, a more human, slower angle, and like you said, a lot of our more human energies and efforts and contacts and, you know, power in that aspect is a little bit tied up at the minute.
Yeah. Well, I will take a look at the Second Chance. See if I can figure out what their end goal is here. You said they've been warning the port about this, the port authorities or whoever about this for some time, and they have a safer option?
That's their story anyway. Or whether this safer option is, I mean, call me a skeptic, but surely if they had some way that was more convenient for them, in some way, if they are smuggling things in, if Balian's thing is true, and that the actually using the Port Authority barges might be an inconvenient way to do it. If they had a better way, surely using this PR to get whatever way they want to do it approved. I mean, you're the cop. Maybe I've just watched too many crime, TV shows, but yeah, just, I don't know. It seems like it's a good story. That's all I'm saying. And it seems really convenient that they're telling everyone that this is what they've been saying afterwards. And I guess we just need to maybe someone do some digging and see if they actually said this before, or that's just you know, they're a nice little PR line for them.
I think that's something Felix might have a better chance figuring out than myself.
I was planning on touching base with him,
Hmm.
seeing if he can help me with whether this social media, you know, reporter angle has legs.
I can help you with a bit of private investigation.
Sure. I mean, if you can see if you can find anything on Second Chance Plastics or this, or like their ties with the boats or this other route they want to use. I don't know. Maybe Balian has a really. I don't know if Balian's going for a really specific angle. I'm sort of picking up on some of his suspicions here. But yeah, I think the more knowledge that we can gather on this, the better. It all just seems a bit murky and a bit shady at the minute. Doesn't quite add up.
Hmm. Yeah, it definitely does look like we don't necessarily have all the pieces to the puzzle yet, but at least we've made a start on it.
Yeah. Hey, so completely changing topic. If that's okay. I mean, if you've got more questions, I can answer them. I said, if you've got any more questions, I'm happy to answer them. But if not, are you okay if we actually completely change the topic?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been on set a little while now, and I don't know. I was talking to Chloe the other week after the other mission and bits. She mentioned that you know, it wasn't definite, but you guys, the Striders with Ice and Concrete, you might be looking for some new members sometime soon.
That is true. He sips his tea.
Well, I know. Look, I haven't made any choices or anything, but I seem to. Well, we seem to have worked okay, and with both of you, and well, I know it's not great. Some people don't like having two of the same auspice and pack and all, but you guys, I would follow you. I seem to trust your judgment. You guys seem to lead well. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on pack and whether you'd at least be open to maybe considering me. I say like it's not a definite thing, but I thought I would start making inquiries with packs and stuff, you know?
He smiles at her. I've been considering you for quite some time now.
I mean, I'll be really honest with you. I'm flattered. I really am. I was slightly surprised when Chloe mentioned it at first. I mean, the Striders are, well, they're the tales about them. It's like a lot. It's pretty legendary packed on this sept, and it's kind of a big thing to live up to. And reindeer, I would really, really like to think I could. Well, kind of a scary prospect, isn't it? Like never, always standing there, like never, just taking the hits.
Oh yeah, absolutely sucks.
There's there's a real strength. Like not, I mean, there's a strength of body to like absorb the hits and everything, but like there's a strength of mind that I don't know. You just, I think, kind of maybe people don't, you don't appreciate until you, I guess think about it. Like everyone goes on about how hard the Striders are and the hits they've taken, but you have to stand there and. I mean, surely sometimes your feet just want to go the other way.
Sometimes they really do.
How? Sorry, maybe it's personal, but it might seem silly or weak to you, but how? How do you just stand there sometimes when.
Hmm. That's an interesting question because when I'd first when I wanted to join Striders quite a while ago, I didn't actually think about it like that. I joined the Striders largely because I liked the people, thought they had the right ideas. When it came to not being able to get out of the way, well, we all take hits to some extent. We just have to take more than most. But we're given some help to cope.
I I like you, and God, that sounds awful. No, I mean you and Chloe. I would like to think I could stand at your side. I would like to think I could, because as you say, you're good people with the right ideas. I'm just. I know I have my weaknesses, and maybe this is one of those things like the job interview where you probably shouldn't tell them everything, but
Oh god, no, don't even start me on job interviews. Our old alpha literally dragged me into an office and interviewed me.
that must have been interesting.
Yeah, he was a Darkstalker.
But yeah, I I know I have my weaknesses. And the reason I ask is I think reindeer he's an impressive totem, and I wouldn't want to let my pack totem or my pack down. I was always taught that joining a pack is a serious commitment for you and for your pack. That pack is the greatest thing. It's like family, it's all those other things, but there's a level of respect, and I don't want to let whatever pack I join down. You've seen me. I mean, I've been trained. I can fight, but and she just sort of waggles her sort of slightly duff leg. You know, I don't come without my limits. I suppose actually something that means I can't run away probably isn't the worst idea for someone who can't really run.
Can't run away, but you can push forward.
And she will actually give a smile at that. Huh. That's pretty deep, you know. That's a good thought. Yeah. Thanks. Look, I'm really glad you said what you have. Like I say, I haven't petitioned anyone particularly yet, and I promised someone else I would do some more talking and ask some more questions. But the Striders is, as you say, a pack of good people with the right ideas. So anyone would be fortunate to join your pack if they were the right person to do so, or right Garu to do so, I guess. Yeah.
Sorry for the silence.
No.
Just thinking what to say on that. Because when it comes to right people, I mean, I said I'd been considering you for quite a while. Now, of course, I'm not the alpha. I don't get to make those decisions. But the reason I thought highly of you in the first place was because you focus on what you can do, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think so.
Well, what I look for in a packmate isn't really what they can't do, because that doesn't matter to me. There's always going to be things we can't do. It's about what we decide to invest in and focus what we want to do and what we think we can do and what we want to accomplish, what we set our eyes on accomplishing.
Yeah, that is true. And I don't know. I feel, well, I hope we can do some stuff, really good stuff for these Ken. I know it's not the right place. I mean, it's not ideal because they shouldn't have been in this situation to start with. But I don't know, being able to help sort this sort of thing out, it does remind you that there's more than one set of skills that we need.
They'll make it work. We always do.
Yeah, there's something to be said for the tenacity of the set to the green.
It's trying something no other place has ever tried, so it's worth the effort.
Hey, sometimes I think it's a good thing it's a bone Nora set, because it reminds us that sometimes survival is, you know, a goal, an achievement, a victory, all of its own. Considering what we face here, sometimes it seems that's all we got. Another day, we're still here. The park's still here. The spirits are still here. And all of that shit's still on the outside.
Survival is always the first step. I actually got told when I was in the Amazon that he who survives wins. Not by a bone Nora, funnily enough. I think it was by a Nuktena.
I mean,
you're right. Sometimes it's not about the big, grandiose standing glorious, pulling the sword out of a dragon's corpse sort of victory that people need.
I mean, those things are great, but yeah, admittedly, it's something I'm working on. It's something I've had to. Well, I'm still coming to terms with it a little bit, but yeah, it's something I'm trying to work on. Is you say, like, accepting the smaller victories, the survival, the success of taking what I can get and actually realizing that they are worth something and they mean something. And some days they don't seem enough, but some days they are. And It's not what I'm used to, but actually, I kind of like it. Even if some days the success is just, I helped make some really pretty little things, metal ornaments in my shop, and they've helped pay some chimnage. Sure, it's, did you say, not pulling a dragon out of a corpse and standing on top bellowing victory, but
Pulling a dragon out of a corpse, what?
pulling a sword out of a dragon corpse. Yeah, clearly I have used too many words today, and they no longer want to come out in the right order, so, maybe I should just shut up. I seem to be rambling. But I think you get the point.
I do.
But yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble, and
It's fine, I do plenty of it myself.
You hopefully have some useful info now. We have got all caught up with the kitten, and we had a little chat about the pack thing, and hopefully maybe some more at a later date. Sorry, if you don't need anything else, I will leave you to finish your tea. I think there might be one more cup in the pot for you.
You can stick around and finish it with me if you like. I'd appreciate that.
Sure, I haven't left anything in that can't be left in the forge, so yeah, I can do one more. And she will just quietly sip her tea at this point, staring out across the park.
She's awkward. And I think there, as they sip their final cups of tea, we can end the scene there. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time.